Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, The Week That Was, College Football's History and Review, the 1956 college football season. This is week number 9, getting close to the recap of this whole season as far as the games are concerned, the week that was, close to it. So now I'm in week 9, November 17th, 1956, but first I gotta talk about the game that was played the day before November 17th. That's November 16th, 1956, on a Friday, where Miami, the number 18 in the country at the time, beat number 13 Clemson 21-0. Number 8 Miami beat number 13 Clemson 21-0 on a Friday night. Friday night fight at the Orange Bowl Stadium saw Miami mix in passes by quarterback Sam Skornecchia to enhance fullback Don Bosler's bullish 85 yards on 19 carries, rushing, which included a fourth quarter touchdown. Skornecchia scored on 8 and 4-yard runs, first coming with a 1:32 left until halftime, and 2 plays after guard linebacker Bob Canuyo recovered fumble by Clemson. Fullback Rudy Hayes at the Tigers' 21-yard line. Hurricanes stacked 8 and 9-man lines to frustrate Clemson's rushing game. So when the Tigers went to air, they failed miserably, hitting on 3 of 15 and suffering 2 interceptions. So Clemson quarterback Charlie Bussey constructed a screen pass touchdown to the halfback Jim Coleman in second quarter, but it was called back by a penalty. Colorful coach Frank Howard groaned about that mistake. We would have been right back in the ballgame. Meanwhile, Yale beat Princeton, the number 20 team in the country, by a score of 42-20, as Yale's unstoppable senior backfield stormed to 5 touchdowns and its first 6 possessions on way to building 35-13 halftime lead. Star Bulldogs halfback Dennis McGill failed tally on 33 24-yard passes from quarterback Dean Lux and flipped 8-yard touchdown pass to end John Pendexter with 51 seconds left before halftime. So halfback Al Ward, who had 121 yards on 13 carries and 2 touchdowns, scored in first and second quarters. And fullback Steve Ackerman took block punt by tackle Charles Griffin, 48 yards for Eli's only second half tally. Princeton tailback Tom Morris ran 71 yards for a first quarter touchdown, but even though previously undefeated, Tigers went 70 yards to fullback Hughes Agnew 1-yard touchdown plunge late in the second quarter. They saw Ivy title hopes fade away in face of Yale's 320 yards of offense in the first half. Tigers rushed for 256 yards, but its defense never saw Yale's runs and pass plays that sprung McGill out of backfield. Number 9 Syracuse beat Colgate 61-7. As halfback Jim Brown of Syracuse, year away from starting his brilliant pro career, created his most famous regular season college performance in his last home game at Archbold Stadium. Brown scored 6 touchdowns and booted 7 extra points for to-date NCAA record 43 points in a single game. Colgate, ancient upstate New York rival of Orangemen, was in the way of its head this time, and long sometimes competitive series was ended in 1962 after Orangemen finished it with romps of 34-6, 47-0, 71-0, 46-6, and 51-8. However, until this game, no Syracuse team had ever scored more than 43 points against Colgate. Raiders' only touchdown came late in the first quarter on 10-yard pass from 60-minute quarterback Guy Martin, who hit his opening 4 throws to end Al Jamison that briefly paired it to 14-7. But the Orange rushed for 511 yards, and Brown contributed with 197 yards on 22 carries as he scored twice on blast from 1-yard line as well as on 15, 58, and 19-yard runs. Navy, the number 15 team in the country, beat Virginia by a score of 34-7 in Baltimore as midshipman quarterback Tom Forrestow clicked on 2 early passes to set ball on Virginia's 2-yard line. Halfback Chet Barchett who navigated muddy field for 3 touchdowns for Navy, plunged over on next play. Less than a minute later, Mideast fullback defensive back Dick DeGambit plucked interception thrown by Cavaliers quarterback Nelson Yarbrough. It was and zoomed down sideline for 53-yard touchdown. Virginia advanced against Navy subs in second quarter as dependable fullback Jim Backtor wedged over from 1 yard line to create a 14-7 halftime score. But Burchett scored after Navy interception in the third quarter and added his third touchdown on an 18-yard pitch out run early in the fourth quarter. Now, Tennessee, the number one team in the country at the time, Tennessee, number one team in the country, beat number 19 Mississippi by a score of 27-7. Iona upset. Plotting Rebels opened with flankers spread wide, and quarterback Ray Brown quickly pitched Ole Miss to a 7-0 first quarter lead. But with 7-7 tied in the third quarter, game turned for Volunteers on a defensive back Tommy Bronson's 52-yard interception for a touchdown. But Volunteers fullback Volunteers Carl Smith contributed 3 touchdowns and piling up late margin. But because Oklahoma placed 67 points on Missouri, Sooners overtook Tennessee for number one in Monday's AP voting. Iowa, the number 7 team in the country, defeated number 6 Ohio State in a shutout by a score of 6-0. Opposing Ohio State brought record 17 straight conference wins to Iowa State. They were seeking unprecedented third straight conference crown. Instead, Iowa clinched its first ever Rose Bowl trip with a 63-yard drive at the second half kickoff. Hawkeye's inspiration came from locker room sign, "You have 60 minutes to beat Iowa State and a lifetime to remember it." Pass interference call on Buckeyes halfback defensive back Don Clark on his own 20-yard line set up Iowa quarterback Kenny Pleon's 17-yard touchdown arrow to end Jim Gibbons at end of 63-yard trip. So held to 147-yard overall on the ground, Ohio State made only 3 first downs in the second half, and its last threat barely crossed midfield. Now, earlier, Ohio halfback kicker Don Sutherland was woefully short and low with 49-yard field goal try in second quarter. So win locked up at least a tie for the Big Ten title. Iowa's first since 1922. So Hawkeye's robust defense was led by tackles Dick Klein, who had a fumble recovery, Alex Karras, and Frank Gilliam with a sack. Stopped 29 yards Ohio State drive at the Iowa 43-yard line midway through the fourth quarter and shoved Bucks back to their 3-yard line in confusion last minute. So hysterical fans gleefully charged the field thinking game was over, and the official had to clear gridiron for one last play that never materialized due to a penalty. Down came the goalpost, and students got 2 extra days off for Pasadena trip. Meanwhile, Minnesota, number 17 team in the country, beat the number 3 Michigan State Spartans by a score of 14-13 as Minnesota fullback kicker Rich Barstad won his third game of the year with late game place kick. Barstad's conversion with 6:30 to go came after fullback Bob Blakey's twisting 27-yard touchdown run to crown 70 yards march on 5 plays. Injury-riddled Michigan State lost its chance to share Big Ten title. Although it led 13-7 in the fourth quarter on second touchdown sneak by quarterback Pat Wilson, Gophers quarterback defensive back Bobby Cox rushed for vital 128 yards on 24 carries and sparkled on defense with 2 interceptions. So Cox's initial interception came at his own 27-yard line and set up clock beating trip late in the second quarter when he ran a frequent sneaks to set up his 12-yard touchdown pass to halfback Dave Lindblom. Barstad's only kick was wide, but Michigan State University tackle Fran O'Brien was outside, allowing second chance, which Barstad turned into 7-0 halftime edge. Spartans tied it by going 78 yards after second half kickoff to Wilson's first scoring sneak. Cox's second pickoff thwarted late Spartans rally. Northwestern beat Purdue by a score of 14-0. Northwestern won second of three season closing Big Ten games in revival under first-year coach Ara Pasigin. Wildcats failed to cash 6 Purdue turnovers, but stout defense led by linebacker Al Viola, who had 4 fumble recoveries, maintained 0-0 tie deep into third quarter. So when Boilermakers quarterback guard Bob Spoo lost unwise 4th and 1 gamble at own 16-yard line late in the third quarter, Wildcats had back Bobby McKeever quickly scored for 7-0 lead. Now Viola made his 4th recovery when ball bounced away from Purdue quarterback Lenny Dawson at the Dawson's 4-yard line. But Bobble led to 4th quarter insurance touchdown scored by Cats sub halfback Frank Jesk. Arizona State beat Arizona by a score of 20-0 in a shutout. So after 3 years of desert domination by Arizona, jubilant squad Arizona State enjoyed riotous fun and winning locker room. Sun Devils line was considered overmatched against Wildcats counterparts, featuring guard Ed Brown and center Paul Hatcher, who was forced out by a knee injury in the second quarter. But Sun Devils forwards outcharged AU line from the outset, so that Wildcats weren't comfortable trying single pass until deep into the second quarter and had to realign the defense by plugging middle. That allowed ASU runners to successfully probe outside. And finally, Wyoming defeated Brigham Young 7-6. As undefeated Wyoming, odd Gator Bowl bid, but narrow margin over weak BYU hurt perception of underpublicized Cowboys program. All-around ace tailback defensive back Jim Crawford raced 55 yards with first quarter interception for Wyoming's only score. So Cowboys mounted no other threats, relinquishing 23-yard second quarter touchdown pass from Cougars quarterback Wayne starting to add back Burt Bollick. But BYU missed the vital kick. Now, that concludes a look at the week that was, week 9 of the November 17, 1956 week, including the game that was played between Miami and Clemson on Friday, November 16th, 1956. This is week 9. Now it's time to look into the AP poll as November 19th, what took place in the top 20 during that time, November 19th, 1956. Oklahoma was number 1. Number 2 was Tennessee. Number 3, Iowa. Number 4 was Texas A&M. Number 5 was Georgia Tech. Number 6 was Miami. Number 7, Minnesota. Number 8, Syracuse. Number 9, Michigan. Number 10, Michigan State. The rest of the top 20 looked as this. Number 11, Oregon State. Number 12, Ohio State. Number 13, Florida. Number 14, Pittsburgh. Number 15, Navy. Number 16, Baylor. Number 17, George Washington. Number 18, Texas Christian. Number 19, Wyoming. Number 20, Colorado. Now, that concludes a look at the week that was. College football history review. Week number 9 of the college football season. The games that were played on November 16th. And again, next 56 of the games that were played on November 17th, 1956. So subscribe, like, comment, do what you can to support the channel. Deeply appreciate it. Subscribe, like, and comment on this channel. I do a video that deals with this part series tomorrow. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.